President Moon Jae-in has called for a speedy reform of South Korea's prosecution and a fairer system in the education sector. He made the call this Monday while appointing 7 of his new minister-level officials, including incoming Justice Minister Cho Guk, who was mired in a series of allegations surrounding him and his family. Our senior political correspondent, Shin Se-min, with more.
President Moon Jae-in called on Monday for the reform of 2 key fields, the prosecution and education.
이제 남은 과제는 권력기관의 정치적 중립을 보장하고 국민의 기관으로 위상을 확고히 하는 것을 정권의 선의에만 맡기지 않고 법제도적으로 완성하는 일입니다. 국민을 좌절시키는 기득권과 불합리의 원천이 되는 제도까지 개혁해 나가겠습니다.
The remark came during a ceremony for the administration's latest cabinet shakeup, including the appointment of Justice Minister Cho Guk, whose family members have been making headlines in an escalating nepotism scandal. The president, however, stood by his Justice Minister pick, who had been seen as the architect of the Liberal administration's prosecution reform project. And his call to rectify the education sector comes amid strong doubts and distrust over the nation's college admission system, which was brought into the spotlight again through the daughter of Cho. A former senior presidential secretary for civil affairs, now Justice Minister, had gathered a significant amount of attention from all political camps and the public upon his nomination last month due to a string of alleged misdeeds involving his family members. Those suspicions ranges from preferential treatment for his daughter and the admission to renowned colleges to his family's dubious investment in a private equity fund. Also included in the reshuffle Monday, Choi Ki-young takes the post of Minister of Science and ICT. Choi is an expert in intelligent semiconductors, and his appointment reflects the administration's goal of boosting domestic R&D and the semiconductor industry. Leading the Gender Equality Ministry, Lee Jung-ok, a prominent scholar in sociology and an avid advocate for women's movement, taking the helm. Kim Hyun-soo is given the post of Agriculture Minister. He had been already at the post since the end of August, becoming the president's only pick to have earned parliamentary support through this cabinet shakeup. Eun Sung-soo, a former president of Export-Import Bank of Korea, will now lead the nation's top financial regulator, the Financial Services Commission. And Cho Sung-uk becomes the head of the Fair Trade Commission, replacing Kim Sang-jo, who is now a presidential chief of staff for policy. A lawyer specializing in freedom of the press, Han Sang-hyuk, will take over to become the director of the Korea Communications Commission. Shin Se-min, Arirang News.